There's a building in the Texas desert that finishes a car every 40 seconds. That number gets thrown around a lot. Articles love it. Elon Musk mentions it. It sounds incredible. But here's what nobody tells you. Humans didn't build those. Cars, not really. If you walked into Tesla's Gigapress factory right now, you'd see something that doesn't quite make sense. Long robotic arms moving in perfect sync. No one shouting instructions. No lunch breaks. No shift changes, just machines. Hundreds of them, working 24/7 without stopping. And the strangest part, they're getting better at it. On their own, most people think this factory is about speed, about making electric cars faster than Ford or Toyota ever could. But that's not what's actually happening here. What's happening is something Elon Musk said out loud, but most people didn't really hear. He called Gigapress the machine that builds the machine. Not a factory that uses machines, a machine that is the factory. And once you understand that, the 40-second number starts to feel less like a brag and more like a warning. Let's talk about the moment it became irreversible. Inside Gigapress, there's a machine called the Gigapress. It weighs as much as a commercial airplane. It can exert 10,000 tons of pressure in a single press. That's the equivalent of 2,000 elephants pushing down at once. Before the Gigapress, building a car frame took dozens of metal parts. Each one had to be cut, shaped, welded together by human hands. It was slow. It required skill. It required people now. One press, one piece. 40 seconds. 50 welders used to do that job. Now, it's one machine. And it doesn't forget. It doesn't call in sick. It doesn't ask for raises. Here's the part that should make you uncomfortable. The Gigapress isn't just faster. It's better. The frame it creates is stronger, lighter, more precise than anything a team of humans could produce. And Tesla knows it, so they built more of them. Bigger ones. And they started replacing entire sections of the assembly line. But the Gigapress was just the beginning. Because while that machine was replacing welders, something else was learning to replace everyone else. Asterisk. Here's where it starts to feel like science fiction. Gigapress doesn't have managers walking the floor. It doesn't have supervisors checking quality. It doesn't even have a traditional shift system. The factory runs itself. Every machine is connected. Every movement is tracked. Sensors everywhere, cameras, data flowing in real time to an AI system that watches everything. If a robotic arm starts moving 0.2 seconds slower than it should, the system notices. It doesn't send an alert to a human. It doesn't wait for someone to fix it. It fixes itself. A backup arm activates. The faulty one gets flagged for maintenance. Production doesn't stop. Tesla calls this a self-healing factory. But here's what that actually means. It means the factory doesn't need you to notice problems. It doesn't need you to solve them. It doesn't need you to make decisions anymore. The robots inside aren't just following instructions. They're learning. If a robotic arm makes a mistake, applies too much pressure, misaligns a partee, doesn't make that mistake again, the system corrects itself, updates the algorithm, shares the fix with every other robot in the building. They're teaching each other, and the humans, the few that are still there, they're not building cars. They're watching machines build cars. Their job is to monitor, to analyze data, to supervise. But here's the thing about supervision. It only matters if the thing you're supervising still needs you. Now we need to talk about Optimus. Most people think Optimus is Tesla's side project. A humanoid robot they're building for the future. Something that might help in warehouses or homes someday. But that's not what's happening. Optimus is being built inside Gigapress right now. And it's not there to help the workers. It's there to learn their jobs. The robots we've talked about so far, the Gigapress, the robotic arms, they're specialized. They do one thing perfectly, forever. But there are still tasks in the factory that require a human touch. Delicate assembly, quality checks, moving between stations. That's what Optimus is training for. It's walking around the factory floor, picking up parts, learning to balance, learning to recognize objects, learning to make decisions. Elon Musk says Optimus will handle boring or risky tasks. But let's be honest about what that means. Every job a human still does in that factory is being studied, recorded, analyzed, and slowly, carefully programmed into a robot that doesn't get tired, doesn't make mistakes, and doesn't need a salary. Tesla isn't keeping this quiet. Musk talks about it openly. He says the goal is to have Optimus in every home someday. But before it goes into your home, it has to prove it can replace you at work. And Gigatexas is the testing ground. So let's say you're one of the humans still working at Gigatexas. What's your job? You're not welding. A machine does that. You're not assembling. Robotic arms do that. You're not managing the schedule. The AI does that. You're supervising. You're watching screens, monitoring data, making sure the machines are running smoothly. But here's the question. Nobody wants to ask how long before the AI learns to supervise itself, because that's not a distant future. That's already happening. The factory notices problems before humans do. It fixes them before humans can react. It optimizes production speeds without human input. So what happens when supervision becomes the last job left? And then that job disappears too. Elon Musk has an answer for this. He talks about universal basic income, about a future where robots do all the work and humans are free to pursue creativity and passion. Maybe that's true, but it's also true that right now, in Texas, there's a factory that's proving it doesn't need us, and it's not slowing down. It's getting faster, smarter, more independent. Every day, here's what makes Gigatexas different from every other factory on Earth. It's not just building cars, it's building the blueprint. Ford is watching. GM is watching. Toyota, Volkswagen, every major car company is watching. And they're realizing something terrifying. Tesla isn't ahead because they make better cars. Tesla is ahead because they've figured out how to make cars without people. And once you know that's possible, you can't unknow it. Other companies are already trying to copy it. They're investing in automation, in AI, in self-managing production lines. Because if they don't, they'll be left behind. But here's the part that should keep you up at night. This isn't just about cars. The same technology being perfected in Gigatexas can be applied to any factory, any warehouse, any industry that relies on human labor. Elon Musk didn't just build a car factory. He built a machine that proves human workers are optional, and he did it in the open. With press events, with tours, with pride. The 4,680 battery cells being manufactured there, they're more efficient, longer lasting, cheaper to produce. It's made with a stainless steel body that requires entirely new manufacturing processes. The Model 2, Tesla's cheapest car ever, designed to flood the mass market. All of it is being produced in a factory that needs fewer humans every single month. So the next time you see a Tesla on the road, don't just think about the car, think about where it came from. Think about the factory that runs itself. Think about the robots learning to do your job. And ask yourself this. If a building in the Texas desert can produce 2 million cars a year with almost no human hands, what else can it replace? Let's talk about what happened after Gigatexas opened. Because the story doesn't end with one factory in the desert. Within 18 months of Gigatexas going operational, Tesla announced expansion plans. Not just in Texas-everywhere, Giga Berlin, Giga Shanghai, Giga Mexico, in the works. Each one using the same blueprint, the same self-healing systems, the same robots that learn from each other. But here's what's strange. Every time Tesla opens a new Gigafactory, the number of workers per car produced goes down. Giga Shanghai was already highly automated when it opened in 2019. But Gigatexas, opened in 2022, needed even fewer people to produce the same output, and the planned factories. They're designed to need even less. It's not a bug. It's the entire point. Elon Musk has said it explicitly. The factory of the future should look like an alien dreadnought. No humans. Most people hear that and think it's a joke, or an exaggeration, or some far-off sci-fi vision. But when you look at the hiring numbers at Gigatexas, something becomes clear. Tesla isn't preparing for a future without workers. They're already living in it. The few thousand people employed there aren't building cars. They're babysitting the transition. And once the machines learn enough, once Optimus can handle the last delicate tasks, those people won't be fired. They just won't be replaced. Here's what almost everyone missed. While the world was obsessing over the Cybertruck's bulletproof windows and the Model Y sales numbers, Tesla was building something else entirely, a manufacturing operating system. Think about that for a second. Tesla didn't just automate their factory, they created a system software, hardware, AI, robotics that can be exported, copied, and deployed anywhere. The same AI that manages Gigapress, it's already running in their other factories. The same Optimus robots being trained in Austin, they're being tested in Berlin and Shanghai. The same 4,680 battery production line. It's modular. It can be replicated. This is what Musk meant when he called it the machine that builds the machine. He wasn't talking about one factory. He was talking about a system that builds factories, that manages them, that improves them, without needing humans to figure it out.